What's going on, guys? It's Untitled back here with another video. Sorry for no upload last week. I went to the Pirates game. I had a planned video. I had it all edited. Went to post it, and then it got corrupted, so it couldn't go up. So it was a great game, though. They had a laser light show at the end. The Pirates lost 8-6 against Arizona, but I caught a home run ball from Josh Rojas in batting practice. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, no video last week because of that. But we're here today, and we're a little over 2 months into the content cycle for MLB The Show 22. So I want to look at the content, look at the gameplay, and really just the overall experience of the game, and just say what SDS did well, what they could still improve on, and stuff like that. Before we get into the video though, if you're a baseball fan watching this, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll have more content like this throughout the year. So I would greatly appreciate if you took the time to leave a like and a comment, tell me what your thoughts are on this game so far, and what they could do to improve it, and then how you want their game to be for you specifically. I have two main topics for today, so let's talk about gameplay first. Remember, before I say anything, this is my opinion, my experience. So if you disagree with me, please share your thoughts in the comments below. I try to read them all, and I'll try to get back to you in the comment section. We'll have a conversation down there. Also, I want to say that even with the problems in this game, you won't find a better baseball game on the market anywhere. It just won't happen. With the graphics and the content being the way it is online, you just won't find that anywhere else. But gameplay is all over the place this year, especially on All-Star and below. When you're playing on those difficulties online, it feels weird to play on. It's the worst difficulties in the game, in my opinion. The PCI being so big on these difficulties, it's hard to figure out what's going on and how to square the ball, and the timing doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't be easier to hit on these difficulties than on Hall of Fame and Legend. I feel more comfortable on Hall of Fame and Legend than I do on All-Star, and that just shouldn't happen. Like, you don't see All-Pro and Madden being harder or being easier than a Pro on Madden. It just doesn't happen. Like, this defenders are a little harder on All-Pro. There needs to be something like that in the show. With the PCIs being smaller on these new difficulties, it feels like you have more success because you can have an easier chance to barrel it up. When the PCIs are so big, you can't get the center of the PCI to the ball, and the perfect results are a little weird on All-Star. So I feel like we need more Hall of Fame in the game. We need to play more like Hall of Fame because the center of the PCI needs to be rewarded more than what it is right now on All-Star. On the fielding side of things, they fixed the super dives, and I'll give them credit for that. That was something that shouldn't really be in the game. It was good to be taken out. But the other patch was for loading foul balls, and I just don't know if that did anything on All-Star, especially, because, like, when you're playing on All-Star, you can basically foul off anything. It's hard to strike people out on All-Star. It could be in any location, it could be any pitch. You just gotta be close enough to the ball to where you can foul it off, and that's what the weak contact hits come from also. So the patch for that, I'm not sure if that really did much, but it's hard to tell. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The reason why the gameplay doesn't make much sense is because the hitting engine itself doesn't make much sense. So, as SDS said in a feature premiere before, that the barrel of the bat is not represented in the PCI. The PCI is supposed to represent where the hitter's eyes are, which, if you're playing real baseball and you're trying to hit the baseball, you want to be able to try to hit the ball with the barrel of the bat. So, I don't know why that's not the case in this game. Like, if you're trying to barrel up the ball, that's what would be the perfect. It would be the barrel of the bat itself. But this is not the case. That's what that should be, and I hope we can get closer there in the future. And that's why maybe we wouldn't have these weird weak hits and perfect foul balls. That stuff just wouldn't happen. So I hope that they can implement this in the future so that the feedback can stop being so frustrating. Ramon said in the stream a couple weeks ago that the gameplay team sees the hitting engine as it's supposed to be. It's working as intended, and now it's becoming kind of a meme in the community now, but I really hope that they can see what needs fixed before the next game comes out, or else we're just going to see the same thing moving forward and not much is going to change. Now let's dip into the second point here, which is content. I'm a big Diamond Dynasty guy, so that's where I'll be coming from as my mindset. I know a lot of people are franchise players have been unhappy for years, and that's something that needs addressed too, but I want to address some of the content concerns that I have online, starting with the programs. Now, the featured programs are mixed in with Team Affinity this year. A lot of people aren't a fan of that, and I'm kind of one of them. We used to have Team Affinity by itself and had these featured programs, and since these things are mixed together, we're only getting 18, or we're getting 12 or so out of the 30 free cards. We used to get all 30 of them at one time. We used to get them for free, and now we have to buy the other 18 if we want them, and people I've seen online are not happy with that at all. Maybe one thing of these cards were super good endgame, not really endgame, but cards that could be on your roster right away. But a lot of these feature stars, in my opinion, they're 95 plus players. They don't really make my team right now. Most of my guys on my team, I finished the collections except for George Brett. So most of my guys are 95 to 97 range with my Clemente and my Frank Thomas playing the field also. So not a lot of these guys make my team, and it's like, why even make the grind for them? You have to buy them just for the collection. It's kind of rough. Then I look at other like mini seasons, and we had the card Evan Longoria, the first mini season that came out, and that was good. We got a diamond card for playing all these games. Now it's only pack rewards, and it's like, is it really worth it to play like 35 plus 3-inning games against the CPU for these packs? I guess it's a good parallel XP grinder, but if you're into that kind of thing, but it's not really worth the time in my opinion. Like it's hard to explain. We want more than just the pack rewards when you're playing more than like 35 plus games. And again, that's just my opinion. Some people actually like mini seasons. I don't really know, but a lot of people doesn't seem to be playing that mode, especially since they don't have any pack rewards or card rewards in there. It's just packs. So let me know what you feel about mini seasons in the comments. Also, I just don't think right now it's worth playing that mode since you only get a few packs for playing 35 games. I've been really enjoying the events this year. Some people don't like the timeline of these events, but they made it easier to get these rewards through the rewind packs in the other events. Previous years, those rewards would have been like unattainable since the rewind packs didn't come out very often, and they were really expensive. They're about 1 million subs for some of these cases, so you couldn't get any of these cards. And those were really hard to use in the big collection. Now, speaking of the big collection, let's talk about George Brett. See, people are mad that it takes a lot of cards, but they need to realize that it's going to get easier over time. I've been playing this game, no money spent all year. I have 11 of the vouchers so far, and I'm like 4 cards away from being at 13 out of 16 vouchers. So once the year goes along, it'll be easier to get. So don't worry about that. We just got to take a step back, realize that it's not that bad. We just got to keep going. Because the first big collection in 2019 for Honus Wagner, if you guys played it back then, that was probably the most expensive collection we've ever seen because of so many signature cards that we needed to get there. We needed 60 signature cards. So that's probably the most expensive, and going back to that year, it doesn't feel like it's that bad. So if you've been saving up and keeping up with this collection all year, you'd have some decent cards right now. And moving forward, I would suggest to just keep collecting, keep saving every card you have, because there's going to be more of these collections moving forward, and you want to get these cards because they're going to be really good. And I will give credit to SDS again, because they know that third base is a weak position right now, and that's why they gave us that George Brett. He's really good across the board for fielding, for hitting, for everything, and that's what we need right now because third base is really weak. And cards like Roberto Clemente, Frank Thomas, George Brett, they might not make an endgame lineup, but that's what we need because these cards might get fizzled out by the end of the year. We don't want cards that we look at like a George Brett at the end of the year in September and be like, oh, he was really good, but I'm not going to use him because I have this guy at third base, you know what I'm saying? So we want to be able to have these guys right now when they're good so we can actually use these cards. The content cycle needs to have something like this throughout the year to keep it fresh, and then we use the endgame cards later on with the finest at the end of the year. So although they made some questionable decisions, I still have to give them a little credit there where it's due. And if you're one of those people that just hates on the game and the development team all the time, try looking at it a different way because they've been really trying to get better at this kind of stuff, and being no money spent is becoming easier and easier every year. And you just don't see stuff like that in Madden and in FIFA with Ultimate Team and stuff like that because that's the games that they want. It's basically a cash grab to get good teams. And that's not what SDS wants. They want to make everyone feel like they can have fun and compete at the same time. So there you have it, guys. My thoughts on MLB The Show 22 so far. How it can be improved, along with what they did well, contrary to popular opinion. Let's have a conversation in the comments about all this. I read all of them, and I'll do my best to respond to yours. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more baseball content throughout the year. I have plenty of stuff planned for this summer, so hopefully it all works out and doesn't get corrupted again. But I'm out of here for the day. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this video. Have a great rest of your day, have fun grinding, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.